If you are thinking of living in Boulder, Colorado, you may have already heard that the cost of living in Boulder is rather high. In some ways it is, but in some ways it is far less than the national average. I'm going to go over 10 key factors in the cost of living in Boulder, Colorado. Let's get started. One that you may not know is that there is a very low property tax. For about every $100,000 that the home value is, the tax is about $614. So for a $1 million home, the taxes would be about $6,148 per year. Some of you may be thinking that is very low compared to where you are coming from, especially if you're coming from the Northeast. Welcome to my channel. I'm Marilyn Ackerman. I'm a real estate agent in the greater Boulder area. I will definitely be getting to housing costs very soon in this video. Another cost of living factor for all of Colorado that is rather low is the income tax in Colorado. Colorado has a lower income tax for the US than most states. It is 4.55%. It's not zero like Delaware, but not really high like California. Another cost that is low in Boulder is healthcare costs. It is 6% lower than the national average for healthcare in Boulder. Boulder is also rated one of the healthiest cities in the United States year after year. Here's the cost you know is going to be high. I'm going to talk about housing in Boulder, Colorado. Housing is 320% of the national average. And homes in Boulder have been going up right along with the rest of the country. The median price for a single-family detached home in Boulder, Colorado in the last 3 months of sold homes was $1.2 million. Now, what could you get for $1.2 million here in Boulder? Well, it's probably going to be an older home, 40 or 50 years old. It's probably going to be smallish compared to maybe some of the rest of the country. So smallish here is about 2,000 square feet, and probably have a small yard. That would be here about 0.15 of an acre. The average home would be partially updated. Some things updated, some things not. Now, low property taxes play a role, of course, in the housing costs. Now, what I'm going to do is link my website in the top comment below so that you can go on there and play around with a calculator if you want to determine if it would cost you more or less to live in Boulder, given the property tax and so forth, than where you live. The cost of housing in the Boulder area can vary depending on the neighborhood. For instance, the east side of Boulder has a lot of homes built in the 60s through the 80s. These homes are often much more affordable than those on the west side because, well, the west side is right up against the mountains, and people will certainly pay more if they can walk out their door and go for a hike, as opposed to the east side where it'd be a drive or a bike ride, just a few minutes to get to the mountains. Boulder isn't that big. People also pay more for proximity to Pearl Street Mall and Central Boulder. I'm at Pearl Street Mall right now. It's a wonderful place to walk around, and there's just a lot going on here, so people really will pay more just to live in a walkable distance to Pearl Street Mall. So if you're thinking of moving to Boulder and you want to narrow your home search down further, well, reach out to me with what you're interested in, and I'll help you just narrow down the neighborhoods that will give you the most of what you want. Maybe proximity to schools, proximity to biking trails, to your job and so forth, or walkability downtown if you like. We'll figure out what really would give you the most of your lifestyle at the price that you can afford. And if you want to know more about the surrounding areas of Boulder, download my Greater Boulder Longmont Relocation Guide. In this guide, I cover adjacent towns to Boulder. The link for that is also in this top comment. The next cost I'm going to go over is a benefit here. It's the low utility costs we have in Boulder. Utilities end up being 8% less than the national average in Boulder. I think it's probably due to the fact that heating and cooling costs are pretty low here, because in the spring and in the fall, you don't need a whole lot of heating or cooling to make your house that perfect room temperature of maybe about 69, 70 degrees. Because outside, it already is that temperature. We're pretty close to that. How about sales tax? Well, sales tax in Boulder is 0.985%, but food is not taxed at that rate. Food is taxed at 5.9%. Speaking of food, groceries are 106% of the national average here in Boulder. That being said, the grocery stores in Boulder do carry a lot of very high quality organic food. How about the gas tax in Boulder? The gas tax in Boulder is the same as it is in Colorado. It's 22 cents per gallon. So how does Boulder rate for transportation costs? Well, transportation costs are less, and that's factoring in insurance, vehicle registration, and so forth. They come to about 5% less than the national average. Once again, I'm Marilyn Ackerman. I live in the greater Boulder area and I sell real estate here with HomeSmart Realty. If you are thinking of moving to the greater Boulder, Colorado area, please call, text, or email me, and I will be happy to answer your questions and work to make your Colorado dream come true. Until next time.